kind of looked at the past 5 Super Bowl winners and was kind of trying to go up and down, see where the different similarities were. And I think the biggest thing that jumped out to me is that really seems like teams will choose certain positions where they know they can spend money and they should spend money, and they spend money on those positions. And then for other spots, they know that they need to draft certain positions or certain position groups, because they know in the long run, having those players at those cheaper prices is ultimately going to really pay off when you're like the Niners were in 2019, when you have Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, all these different players on rookie deals and on all these cheaper contracts. So, as this pertains to the Niners, I think the thing that is jumping out to me is that I think, like the last caller was saying, I think we're spending too much on the defensive line. If you look at it, I think the Niners are spending about 27%. And I'm looking over at what I was going through. No Super Bowl winner has spent higher than 23% in the last 5 years on the front four, and it was the Bucs. Very interesting. The Bucs. Wow.
So the Bucs kind of set the bar, and the Niners are way past it. They're over-invested on their defensive line.
And what's crazy is the only other team above 20% was that 17 Eagles team. So for the most part, teams really don't even spend that much money. I mean, all the other 3 Super Bowl winners are all spending like 11%, 9%, and 12% on the front.
And you can get great D-line play without spending like a third of your cap on it. You don't have to do
that. Yeah. So I think if you can –
get rid of Armstead. My God.
He's going to be hard to trade, but I think it would be well
worth it as a loss
in the long run to say, take it as a loss. Do what Bill Belichick would do: attach a pick to him and send him out the door.
Yep. Call up Salah, man. You got cap space. You like this guy. He likes you. Come on, man. Help us out.
Yeah. Well, and also something I've been really thinking about with this offseason in particular is that a lot of teams are going to be cutting players. There's going to be a lot of veterans who are available on those cheaper deals. So
JJ Watt's the beginning. Just the beginning. I mean, what the Saints are going to have to do to gut their roster and just get it underneath the salary cap is going to be crazy. So you got to be in a position to like get that. You know what I mean? That's like the pop fly. You need to be there.
Absolutely. So based off that, what do you think the Niners should be targeting? Do you think, because I think, when I hear that, when I think about that, I feel like the Niners should really be targeting some interior offensive linemen.
Any offensive lineman, because the Saints have a loaded offensive line. Whether it's the left tackle, Teron Armstead, the right tackle, Ryan Ramczyk, any of the interior guys, Andrews Pete, any of them. Yes, you want a Saints offensive lineman. I think what we're seeing is the Niners are underinvested on their offensive line. Yeah. I mean, having one great left tackle doesn't give you a great offensive line.
No, it really doesn't, and especially when you're gonna take Mike Munchie in the first round and then just not take another offensive lineman because he's fine. Like I'm sorry, if he was so great and fine, you would be able to deal him for like a 5th round pick right now. I don't even think you could do that.
No, he has no value.
He has no value.
No.
So I think what the Niners really need to do is figure out what position groups they need to draft, because like we keep talking about, the value you get out of that position is crazy. And real quick.
I mean, with the Bucs too, the Bucs aren't as extreme, but they spend on the D line and they draft DBs. So the Niners should do the same thing. They need to draft a corner this year. If they come into this year and draft another D lineman, it's like, come on, man. Like, what? How do you not spend any resources on this position? Any.
It would be crazy to me. And the other thing, of course, when you look at the past 5 teams, no team has spent over like 13% on their quarterback. And if you look at all the other position groups, teams spend so much higher cap percentages on those other positions. So I think realistically, if you're the Niners, Jimmy Garoppolo obviously isn't the answer. It doesn't make any sense. He's injury prone. He's going to play half the games. And even when he is playing, he doesn't have the pop he does from pre-ACL Jimmy. It's just not the same. So he's not even close to worth that number.
Right. And one more thing before I let you go. The thing that's interesting about the Niners roster construction is people keep looking at it. It's like, it's the same team that went to the Super Bowl. It's not. It's a lot of the same players, but the salary structures are different. When the Niners went to the Super Bowl, Jimmy was expensive. D Ford was expensive.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
Everyone else was mid-priced or a bargain. Kittle hadn't gotten paid yet. Bosa hadn't gotten paid.
No Warner.
Warner was cheap. Everyone was cheap. Now you're in this position where you got a super expensive quarterback, You're about to have a super expensive left tackle. D Ford's still on the books. Eric Armstead's super expensive. Who am I forgetting? Fred Warner's about to be super expensive. And now 5 guys are taking up like half your cap space. It's crazy.